and welcome back to another video. So this week I wasn't sure what I was going to film, but a few people commented asking me to review the new Shiseido Synchro Skin Glow foundation in full. So I thought, seeing as I was getting ready this morning anyway, I thought I would put on the foundation on camera and kind of talk you through the foundation, what it's all about and what it looks like basically. So that's why I have no makeup at all on my face. So yeah, if you want to hear about this new foundation, then just keep watching. So this is the foundation in question, and the full name is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Glow Luminizing Fluid Foundation with an SPF of 20. I've got the shade Neutral 3. I'll just take it out so you can see the bottle. So this is the bottle, it's glass, and it's just got kind of like a long body to it, and it's also got a pump head, and then this does go on. You've got to kind of like push it on, but once it's pushed on, it kind of clicks and then it stays on. But yeah, this is the second foundation in this line by Shiseido, so that is Synchro Skin. They've also got this one, which is exactly the same packaging, but this is Synchro Skin, the original, which is more of a matte foundation. It's not completely matte though, there's still a little bit of like glow in it, but it is definitely more of a matte formulation. Whereas this one is a glowy one, but it's not dewy, I wouldn't say. It definitely is just a glow, kind of satin finish to it. So I'm going to pop this on my skin now, and then we can talk about why it's so great, why I really like it, etc. To apply it, I'm going to use my Real Techniques complexion sponge, and I'm just going to pop on a few little drops. It is damp, so it's not kind of going into my sponge. So I'm just going to bounce this all over my skin. If you wanted a fuller coverage with this, I would recommend using a foundation brush, because you get fuller coverage when you use a foundation brush. But because it's a Saturday, I want it to look just really healthy. I don't want too much foundation on, so I quite like that with a sponge. But don't worry, it still like covers imperfections or things like this. But right, let me stop babbling and tell you about the foundation. So what's great about Synchro Skin is the fact that it's meant to like synchronize with your skin, which makes complete sense really, doesn't it? But it's meant to work with your skin and kind of give your skin what it needs so that your foundation lasts longer. So if your skin's feeling dry, it will provide hydration for your skin so your skin doesn't eat the foundation, because if your skin eats the foundation, then you're going to end up with no foundation covering what you need. I hope that makes sense. The formula is also meant to give 8 hours worth of hydration, so if you've got dehydrated or dry skin, you might actually really like this. It's quite got like a serum-like texture. It's quite lightweight, but also just really like workable. Very obviously it's a fluid foundation, so you can kind of get the gist of the texture, but it feels really nourishing on the skin. It's not like dragging at all. As well, because you've got the SPF, is it 25 or 20? 20 in there. It's going to protect your skin from like UV rays, which is a great thing in the summer. Just remember that any SPF you put on over this is the one that will give you protection. So if you put a 10 on after this, you're only going to get a 10. The great thing about these foundations as well, because often it's really hard, isn't it, to like find a foundation that like matches your skin tone completely, and because of the synchronization factor, it also is meant to like sync with your skin tone. So even if it's a bit off, it should in fact work with your skin tone. And this one for me is Neutral 3, and recently my skin's been a little bit more tan because it's been a little bit sunnier here in Wales, so I have caught the sun a bit, and I haven't needed to like change it over the month. You know, if I'm a bit paler, it seems to work, and if I'm a bit more tanned, it seems to work. So it's the perfect like in between. As well, it comes in like, I think in the UK you can get 10 shades, and they are separated into 3 categories. And I think the 3 categories are rose, neutral and golden. So if you know what your undertone is, you should be able, in theory, to find your foundation quite well. Which is really good, because that means you don't have to, if you can't get to a counter, go to a counter, you can try and shop online. So that is it with kind of just one coat of the foundation, which I probably would just leave. There is some redness coming through on just here where I get a little bit more redness, but I could definitely build more because my skin still feels lovely. It hardly feels like I've got anything on. It feels like I've got skincare on if anything at all. But yeah, there's definitely a little bit of redness, still kind of like peeping through after one coat, where I could definitely go in with a little bit more and it wouldn't feel too cakey. So usually I would just leave this if this was just my everyday kind of like makeup look. I would just go out the door, maybe pop a little concealer on. But for the sake of this video, I will pop on just a little bit more, just so we can kind of see the kind of coverage we can get. Like I said before, it feels so, when I do this on my neck, my voice sounds hideous, so hydrating. Now that I'm applying it with a sponge, it does look a little tad dewier than it did with a brush. I usually use the Real Technique sculpting brush and it doesn't really look dewy at all then. But it does a little bit with a sponge. But you know, I don't dislike that. I think it kind of looks a bit healthy, so it's nice. So there we go, this is it on my face. I've kind of got one layer on with a little bit more on my cheeks where I need extra coverage. I would say it definitely looks a bit dewier applying it with a sponge, so if you're not a fan of dewiness and want more of a satin look, apply it with a brush. But in general, I absolutely love this foundation. It's exactly what I want in a foundation. I really, really like the original Synchro Skin, but the glow is definitely more up my street. It's good that it's got an SPF 20. I haven't experienced any flashback with it at all, so I wouldn't really worry about that, but you might want to just test it before you're wearing it on a night out. I would usually pair it with a little bit of concealer, and I would also pop on some powder in my T-zone because I do get a little bit oily. You might be able to see where my oiliness shows through. But in general, I think it's a really good medium to buildable coverage foundation with a satin to glowy finish. And I think it's perfect for summer. It feels really, really just lovely on my skin and doesn't feel cakey or heavy or anything. It just feels like it kind of just feels bouncy, which is really good, I guess. And when I've applied it and worn it before, my other makeup just sits really lovely on it because my skin feels good. And I really like the combination of a foundation, kind of skincare ingredients that make your skin feel really nice. So yeah, I don't think there's much else I can say. I hope this made sense. If you've got any questions at all about this foundation, I'm using it at the moment, so feel free to comment them down below and I will do my best to answer them. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you did like this video, and I will see you in my next one.